These don't sound good.
Hold up.
Whatever. Hello and welcome to the Luau Lair.
Welcome.
I'm here today joined by Mr. Random and
Yo.
also our dear and closest friend to us, Mr. Jose.
Hello, I'm Jose.
Yes,
for
that is
identity
Jose.
sakes, we do not use full names, so.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
This is episode 2 of the most regular personality podcast. I don't know what to call it. It's
We're
just
not. This is a regular show, but we are not
Yeah.
regular personalities.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get across.
Right.
Today we mentioned this last episode about getting our friend Jose on, and well, we have him here.
He took
here.
pity on us.
He took pity on
It's
us.
not pity. A pity.
Jose, last episode we were talking about, and when we started talking about it, we immediately thought of you because we know you have a director's eye for stuff. We talked about In the Heights, the Broadway musical movie. I don't know.
Going right into the meat of things right now.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay,
Yeah,
you
we're
guys
kinda
will talk about
crunched
In the
for time.
Heights, and I'll bring up something next that I would like to talk about. But okay, your thoughts on In the Heights. We're talking about In the Heights.
Yes, we talked about it last episode, and it was. We thought it was very good. We thought it was it was just a very wholesome movie. It had a lot of good up and downs in it, and we just wanted your perspective on it because
We want to hear your opinion about the plot points, the character relationships, and the overall messages that you got from it.
Yeah, and especially since we came at it from drama students' point of view, but you come at it with more of a director's eye.
I come at it from a lot of angles. First of all, that's my dog in the background, so you might want to introduce him. That's Oliver, and then there's the birds. So they're also special guests along with me. They're my entourage.
Awesome.
Second, I come at it from a theater kid perspective with the director's eye, as also someone that was in the school's production of In the Heights. I played the very famous the leading role of the bartender in Blackout, and aced the role. I think I won like at least 5 awards, 5 BAFTAs for my role as the bartender.
Amazing.
We did that musical at
At
our high school. At our high school when I was a freshman. Sorry, Diego. We did it in my high school when I was a freshman, and so I know the songs word for word. I know all the melodies. I know the plot points of the original musical. And the first thing I'm going to say to you is this was a really hard experience as someone who knows the musical inside and out, because I went into it thinking it was going to be a faithful adaptation of the musical, and let me tell you that every single time they changed any words or any plot points, my heart sank in the most frightening way possible. There's a song in the beginning, the very opening song, In the Heights, has a character that is completely cut out. And when they change the lines and she's not there, my sister, who I was watching it with, who also knows the musical really well, better than I do actually, we looked at each other with eyes of fear. It was a very, very scary realization that they were going to change so much of it, and they changed a lot. Now, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more if either A, I knew nothing about the musical, or B, I was told going in that it was a revision of the musical, because when at first I felt a little bit frustrated because I felt like there were a lot of changes, especially halfway through the movie. I'm thinking, why did they change these things? They make no sense. I think after letting the movie sink in for a little bit, I've come to realize that it fixes a couple problems that I even forgot I had with the musical. I was like backstage as a freshman listening to the song. I was like, this is a little outdated to me. They fixed up some things. I think they added some things that make things work better. And I don't know how much into spoiler territory you guys want to go, but we could go there if you guys give me the green light.
Of course, spoilers ahead for anyone who's watching this far. spoilers ahead. If you want to keep watching, watch it, or if you want to come back later and after seeing the movie, then go ahead. But spoilers.
Here, how about Diego will have to edit his voice or something. Someone say now when all the spoilers are over.
Okay. Yeah.
And there you go. Now you know. So, Abuela is supposed to win the lottery at the. We know that Abuela wins the lottery at the end of her song when she dies. We don't find that out as the big reveal at the end of the story. In the original, that happens in the middle. And when I realized when they didn't reveal that she won the lottery at the end of Paciencia y Fe, I started becoming enraged inside. I was like, why the fuck include 96,000 then if you're not even going to do that? I'm familiar with an argument that states that Abuela winning the lottery halfway through the show undermines the struggles of the Latino community because it gives an easy way out, and it kind of like invalidates all the hard work that's being shown. This is an argument that's existed in the musical. This is something that I kind of thought of way back when we did the show. It's an easy way out. The lottery, I don't really know how I feel about it at the time. Now it works a little bit better because since we find out at the end, and it's kind of more like a Deus Ex Machina type thing. It's this big old saving at the end, but it all to the hard decision that Usnavi has to make at the end. I think it does kind of make the whole thing feel a little bit better. I also like how the film emphasizes people leaving. The whole story does have this element of gentrification being shown, but because it's a theater piece and the whole thing has to happen on stage within those 2 hours, and you can't really cut through time like you could in a film, or at least, I mean, you can, but the musical, this particular musical doesn't want to. It's hard to show and feel connected to the characters and then see them leave and it not feel kind of cheesy. But I think particularly when Daniela and all the salon ladies leave, you do have a feeling of things are genuinely changing in the makeup of this community, and I think that theme is a lot more. It's felt a little bit more. Thing. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I've talked a lot.
I don't. It's okay, and that's why we love you for it, Jose, because you talk a lot. There's I don't know if you heard about the El Barrio La Bandera. What's that song called?
Carnaval del Barrio.
Carnaval del Barrio. Yeah, that was shot in all in one day. It was almost cut. It was sun up to sundown.
How are they supposed to cut Carnaval del Barrio? That's like one of the better numbers.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It was almost
in
cut
terms of entertainment. In terms of entertainment, not in terms of the actual
entertainment.
Song.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's a lot of songs in this about hyping everybody up, and then of course there's like the middle, like, well, we're all sad and stuff. There's a lot of those songs in here, but this one, I think in particular, this one had a little more culture in it than others, because I like that what they I haven't seen the original, but I love that what they did with it was that the salon ladies are like, what the heck's going on? Since when are Latino people scared of heat? And I thought that was kind of funny, since most of my family comes from the cold side of Latino countries. So
irony.
Irony, huh? Irony.
Yeah.
But it was just I thought it was so good, and especially since when Vanessa and Sunny come in and are like, "Oh, we are powerless." They're kind of like trying to tell everyone this is not a time, and for sakes of it, I'm just gonna say this is we're fucking powerless, and
you gotta believe that you did that to yourself.
I know. Jose's already done it more than once, so I have work.
Wait, did I?
Yeah, you got.
When did I cuss? What did I say?
You dropped the F-bomb more than once already. You do it so naturally.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
I'd like to change the subject really quick. I feel like
Yes.
we all know what's happening with all the culture stuff. I just want to get Jose's opinion. What did you think of the inclusion of the third salon lady? Because she was almost she just came out of nowhere as a supporting character, and I want to
Ah,
hear
you
what
guys
you
did
thought
your
of that.
research. Yes, I have no idea what she like represents or if anything at all. I think that the old Daniela was a comic relief among the salon ladies. And I think that the inclusion of Kuka, that's the name of the new one,
Mhm.
Yeah.
is kind of like an additional comic relief. I think Kuka
Oh, they're
is
trying to get
not.
in the millennials.
Mm.
I don't know if they're trying to like
Kuka.
target someone in particular. I think Kuka, her most memorable part was like the innuendo in the Salon song where they're talking about Nina and Benny and something in the early song. What was she doing? She was like
It was. I think it was one of those cliches where they're behind the curtains and it's a sexy scene.
Yeah.
I think that's as
I think
much.
for like I think what they tried to do with Kuka's character, I think she was just primarily in there to be like that one like cousin or like that one aunt everyone has. Who's like kind of crazy, but like you just love her for being crazy. I think
Oh,
in my
cuckoo.
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I,
that's valid to say. In Spanish, someone might call someone cuca, and it might imply that they're a little cuckoo.
yeah,
But I think the whole thing, really, I think Cuca's comedy is just kind of balancing out the fact that there's that. Oh wait, is it Daniela? No, I think Daniela is the manager, the owner of the salon, and then
yeah,
Carla is the dumb one in the musical. I think having the ditzy dumb one, Carla, with Cuca, who is a little bit more risque, shall we say, balances
Mm-hmm.
it out so that you don't make it seem like, oh, are all salon ladies dumb or something. I don't really know.
yeah,
The
yeah.
producers, the studio, they had their reasons for Cuca. I mean,
I
that's an
mean
interesting question, though.
Mm-hmm.
the actress who actually auditioned who played a Kuka actually auditioned, I believe, 6 months before they even started doing auditions.
Huh.
You
And I
know,
think
okay.
what happened was is that I'm not sure but I'm pretty sure that what happened was is that she didn't like they loved her audition, but they got other people to play other stuff. So I think what happened was that they made another character just for her. I believe.
Uh,
I'm not. I don't.
That's possible. That would make
That's
sense
a
to me.
possibility. I'm not 100% sure. So don't use my words, people. But but I'm pretty sure that's what
Call him
happened.
out. Cancel Diego.
No, 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 no! Don't use my last name.
Oh
No,
shoot!
I can
Alright,
bleep it
I
you
out.
am a
do, my
liability.
friend.
Why did you guys want to invite me?
Because you're fun and we haven't talked to you in forever.
Yes,
Okay,
because
okay.
I think we've summed up the because we talked about it for a good third 20 minutes last episode. So I think I just wanted to kind of get your input on how you felt about it, because I think we really wanted to know how in your eyes, since I know you were in the original play, in our high school, what you thought about it. And so I
I think
think
there's a couple more things left to be said, though. Just because, in terms of a film, I think it's a great film. It's a great summer blockbuster, and it's actually kind of great that a musical like this that originated as something intended for not just I think it's a little bit of a heavy task to say Lynn wrote this for the entire Latino community. That's a lot of weight that you're putting on one man's shoulders,
yeah.
and there's a whole controversy because he let them down. I think originally it was really intended for the Washington Heights community, and so for something so sweet to become this massive sensation that it's become is really nice. But the reason I say the discussion I don't think is complete is because I don't think it can be complete until we mention the colorism controversy, which I don't know if you guys heard about. Are you guys familiar with
Oh
that?
yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna use his last name because I cannot pronounce his the whole name. Mr. Miranda had to apologize on Twitter, saying, I apologize for the light skin Latinos and this. And in my opinion, coming as a literal, white person who looks like a white person, but I come from a Latino background, I don't see why. I get the need to apologize, but I don't see really what's so wrong with it.
Twitter's just a crazy place.
I'm going to be honest. I was on the same boat as you guys at first because I thought, why have to ruin such a sweet thing? It felt like such a sacred thing. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I've seen a good number of other films that are about underrepresented communities that never become popular. I think the only reason why this controversy people felt that they needed to speak up about this so loudly was because the film got so popular and people did not want the general public to believe that should be the norm. And I agree to a certain extent that it's a little hard, especially on the actors. They have no control over how dark or not dark their skin is, and I think maybe it's even worse if we find out, I don't think Anthony Ramos is that white passing of a man. But if you're going to tell me that then in the editing they cleared up his skin a little bit more just for the sake of marketability, then you have a little bit more of a problem that you can blame on the studio.
In post, that would actually be a problem.
It would be a problem, but
that would actually be a problem. But I highly doubt that that would be especially since
I agree.
Especially since Mr. Miranda, he in all honesty, he didn't want to be in this film. Like, he genuinely wasn't going to cameo in it at all.
But then the Piragua guy almost got cut.
They forced him. Okay, you guys know. You guys did your research.
We have a whole nother episode.
I get it. Like, they don't want the general public to think no, we don't all look like this. I get that, but a lot of these a lot of the cast, they're supposedly come from Cuba and Dominican Republic. Speaking as from my grandparents coming from Cuba when Castro was about to take rule. A lot of them did have, a lot of them looked very light skinned. My grandmother could pass off as white, honest to God. So did my grandfather. So it's it's kind of like, I get your reasoning for it, but also take into account that in some Latino countries, some people do look like that. They're very light skinned Latinos. I'm a light skinned Latino.
I think that's valid, but I think what people really wanted was a stronger mix. And here's really what I want to give as my takeaway. Like I said before, I think it was way too much to put on Miranda's shoulders that this was the film for all Latinos. There's never going to be a film, and I think even Miranda said, you're never going to make a piece of art that's going to encompass all Latinos. And to be honest, me being a Mexican American, this taking place in a community that's mostly Dominican and Cuban, it's just kind of an extra sprinkle, an extra privilege that wasn't even necessary to even include the Mexican flag. At the end of the day, I think this was supposed to be a story about Dominicans, Cubans. That's a community that's a little bit more darker skin, more Afro-Latino. And because there's none of that in the film, people, I think, have a good reason to say, that's not, you represented the wrong community. You wanted to make a film for everyone, and you left us out in the process. And I think for that reason, it's fair, and as long as we can understand that there are more films out there to watch for each different community, and as long as this doesn't prevent studios from making any more films about Latinos, I think it's a fine argument to have, and it's fine, but I think it's a little too much. Too much has been landed on Miranda's shoulders. He didn't want anything to do with the film, and now he's getting all the flack for it.
No. Yeah. I think if it's all right with you, can we switch up the change of pace into a new topic?
I would love to, but who's picking the topic?
You. I remember at the beginning, you said something.
You wanted to talk about something.
Yes, I did.
Go right ahead.
So speaking of musicals, any of you gentlemen seen Bo Burnham's Inside?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna step out for this conversation because I have no clue what you all are talking about.
Oh my god. Bo Burnham, just a comedic genius right there.
Yes, I have to agree. Genius and the next thing. You give you give the opening statements, Noah.
My favorite, just gotta say, welcome to the internet. I like halfway through I had chills. It was real, it was funny, it was just absolutely phenomenal. That entire number right there.
Completely agree. I think that's also my favorite. I know that's probably the internet's favorite, ironically. Well, let's see. If since we're leaving out Diego, there's only so much I think we can say.
All right.
But let's see. I think it's a masterpiece in terms of not just its comedy, but also kind of the media criticism and
Mhm.
criticism of the world. But I think it does something really masterful in terms of how it shifts into a very personal and specific discussion about Bo's mental health.
Definitely.
And I think a lot of people have attached to it, but I also think that there is a reverse effect that some people are finding it really depressing. Bo talking about his own mental health, and I think it's because a lot of people feel that by the end of the show he doesn't have a resolution in that struggle,
And I think
and I
that's the
fear.
best part because a lot of people with mental health issues don't find resolutions. So I feel like that's very symbolic. And people just weren't prepared. They were expecting a lighthearted comedy show, but when they got any ounce of depressive undertones, they got itchy feet.
Yeah, I think that that's definitely the case. But I personally, and I've had a long discussion about this with my girlfriend, and we've come
Hmm.
to the conclusion that
Weird
maybe I'm
flex,
a
but
little.
okay.
It's not so much a flex. I've come to the conclusion that I think I'm a little bit too much of an optimist, unless I'm just seeing things the way that I don't know. Maybe you'll have to tell me. I think there is a little bit of a resolution by the end of the piece.
Really?
And in my opinion, it has everything to do with that final smile. I don't think you would deliberately cut and end on Bo's smiling without without feeling like there's some kind of progress in some positive trend that could be going on going forward.
As the
Um,
pessimist to your
Mhm.
optimism,
you are,
there
yeah.
was there was also an idea that he could have been faking it.
In terms of what? In terms of like all those like documentary sections being fake? Because that's a whole other subject
No,
that would
his
you.
final smile, like you may
Oh, okay.
think it's true, but as we know, Bo Burnham is an astounding actor and performer. He could have been faking it,
It
or at
could be.
least performing to be faking it.
Well, I think he probably is performing. There is a possibility that it's a cynical laugh. It's a cynical smile. It's like the Kubrick stare type thing that
Hmm.
he's not mentally okay. But I also feel like Bo knows Kubrick. If he wanted us to believe it was purely cynical, he would have. And if he wanted us to believe that it was actually like a genuinely happy smile, maybe the camera would have pushed in as he smiled. It stays objective, still, a projector in the background. He's dwarfed by all the lighting behind him. It's debatable, and I think that is definitely one of the best pieces that defines it as a true work of art. And in my opinion, I think it's a film. If not, it's maybe something that transcends film itself, but I wouldn't call it. I think it's underselling it if you call it a comedy special.
All of his shows are like films in their own right. Like
Make
I
Happy
forgot the
was
name of
the
it, but there was one where he had like sad that song, and then there was Andy the Frog, and then there was a bunch of other songs. There was that one show I feel like also can be given film status, even though it was more of a comedy routine. But the way he performs it just makes it feel like you're going on a ride.
Mhm. Um, We could talk about his other live comedy
Yeah.
events as well. Those are also great.
So his
Um,
improvisational skills. Also his improvisational skills, because I can think of two instances. One, I think this week I was on a rabbit hole 2 hours of Bo Burnham's heckler counters. And he's just such good counters, and he does it so naturally. It's amazing.
wow. He is a great performer to look up to, and he's very very educated. I've come to realize, I think, going back, because there was a while where I wasn't looking at Bo Burnham anymore for a while, and just this reminder after watching Inside me of all the other amazing things he did. Did any of you guys watch or hear about Eighth Grade,
No,
the film he wrote and directed?
I
Beautiful
haven't.
piece. A film called Eighth Grade that was released in either 2018 or 2017. About a 13-year-old girl named Kayla in eighth grade who is kind of just. It's not a slice of life. I promise you, it's not a slice of life, but it does have a slow quality to it. And I can't I can't remember what the log line is, other than she's a 13-year-old girl kind of going through life as a teenager, but in the digital age. And that might sound a little boring, or you might think it sounds corny where it might be going. But it's I think it's the best film about children in this era that's been made
Hmm.
to date. I think Inside is the best piece of art that has come out of the pandemic to date. At least as of right
Mm.
now, it's the definitive, I think, piece of work that you can look at and say, this happened because of the pandemic. This is what humans did. And if you wanted to tell an alien how did the humans deal with the pandemic, I think you have to show them Inside. If you can show them a couple other things, cool. But Inside is, in my
As
opinion, the
long
first thing
as
on
you
the
don't
list.
show them WAP. As long as you don't show them WAP, you're good.
Or Tiger King. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
um, even the Queen's
I love
Gambit
how
needs to
I'm
take a seat.
I love how I'm muted and I'm just listening and I just start talking about aliens and then just don't show them WAP. That's all I heard. I'm literally looking at my analytics on YouTube and all I just hear is don't show them WAP.
Just
That's it.
imagine
That's
if
it. That's
aliens
it.
learn about this, and then just on the ships they think it's an intimidating dance, so they're just doing the WAP dance.
That's it. We're showing them WAP.
No.
Forget it.
But
Okay.
sorry, no, y'all continue. I wanted to butt
Just
in for
interrupting
comedic
our
sake.
mojo.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
man.
I wanted to butt in for comedic sakes.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
It's
Um,
all good.
yeah, I think I was talking to my sister, my sibling, the other day about how they believed that Bo Burnham had a dislike to the younger generation, particularly I think because of a couple lines in Welcome to the Internet and a couple lines in Turning 30, that they felt that, oh, Bo Burnham must not like children. I think Bo Burnham loves the generation so much that he is so concerned for them, and I think that as much as you might be able to argue that Inside is meant for millennials or an older generation, which it's totally accessible to, I think
Hmm.
that a strong portion of his piece of his work to this point he writes and makes, knowing that a lot of children of this generation are going to watch it, and he doesn't like dumb it down for them. I think gets right to the point. He knows that mental illness is something that we want to talk about, that our generation is really um, suited to talk about. It's something that we talk about or should be talking about more often. And I think effects of the internet, and also a lot of insincerity about brands, and then just being able to laugh at ourselves about our tendencies with reaction channels and video game streamers. I think he captures all of it, and I think that's just all his criticisms and all his cynical nature. I think it's out of love for this generation, and I really hope that people are able to watch Inside with enough maturity and enough ability to say or have some hope by the end of it. Because I
Being
don't
able
think
to see from his eyes of what's going on.
I think We all feel like the world is ending all the
Mhm.
time, anyways. I think it's cathartic to have someone say it so humorously, and
Humorously and directly.
indirectly. No beating around the bush about it. And if you're gonna listen to Welcome to the Internet as you're doing your homework, then as funny as it is, power to you, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing it.
So, I just want to ask, when you say children, how old are we talking?
Oh, I'm talking like teenagers, and I'm sorry. I
Okay.
consider myself a child, and I'm a 17-year-old. So
Know what? That's fair because when you said children, I just imagine like this
you
third
imagine a
grader
5-year-old.
listening to here's a healthy breakfast option. You should kill your mom. Here's why women never.
Oh
Here's how you can
Lord.
build a bomb.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, just
no, no,
just
no.
by getting the sense of what y'all are talking about, it sounds like it's a good message. Just by
It's a
getting the
great
sense.
message. Here's why you should kill your mom is a fantastic message that I think that our younger they don't hear it enough. I'm just kidding, guys. Guys, audience, don't.
Oh,
Just don't do it. You know, and
It's ironic. He has a whole
yeah,
song
it's
called Irony.
funny.
I mean, what it sounds like it sounds just as good as what was the film I was gonna say? Homeless Children Stars. It sounds just as good as
That's a
that.
bullshit
This
piece
is how
of
we're
work. Oh
changing the
shit. I can't
subject.
I can't I can't swear. Oh jeez. I can't express to you enough how terrible. And I'm sure if you get David here, he'll tell you the same thing. Awful film, that one.
David didn't even watch it. Did you hear what he said?
Did not. He hasn't seen it. He won an award and he hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
No,
he
so
doesn't even know he won.
what had happened is that when we showed it in class, he got so like, you know how people get nervous when seeing other people's reactions and stuff. You know, when watching yourself on film, he just got like, I don't want to watch myself. So what he did was he took off his headphones and he just, I think he went on his phone the entire time
Oh man,
the
You
film
wanna
was going on.
know what I did?
what'd you do?
Film is basically this introductory section in the overpass, and then this lengthy dialogue scene that was shot in 2 takes. It's meant to look like 1 take. It's only 2 takes, but I mean, for a 7-minute scene, that's huge. That was very
That is
difficult to do.
huge. That is huge.
And then you know the ending scene where they walk
The
up
dancing.
to the dance section, and then the dance section happens. You got this little like goodbye piece where we look at Maggie, but for that, my least favorite scene, or the scene that always hurts me because I feel like I messed up a couple technical things. I definitely feel like I could have done better. Is always that lengthy scene that was done in 2 takes. So what I did was I was watching everyone's reactions to the overpass. Oh, I'm proud of the overpass scene. Oh, this is fun. Look at
The
them.
overpass scene
They're
was beautiful.
reacting, and they're like, oh, this is cool. And I see it in their faces. And then the moment that the dialogue scene starts, I just went and made myself some coffee. And I wasn't watching. The whole thing was muted. It had my headphones. So I took off my headphones. I just looked at the time and was like, okay, 7
Jose,
minutes.
you want to hear my
There we go.
honest opinion?
Yes, sir.
I thought the way the script was written, I enjoyed the delivery, and how everything fit each other. I just felt like the script was awkward for that specific piece.
And what's funny is that I know I didn't do directing, but I really did. I really felt like a director when I was helping out Jess with
Yep.
the hysterical reenactment. But what was so funny is that because Jess and David are they're a couple, and so it was so funny is that all we heard was Jose. We didn't hear about Hal. We didn't hear about Alyssa. All we heard was, oh yeah, Jose. Alexa, off, Alexa.
Alexa, Jose's in my area.
But they called me off
There
guard.
ain't none.
I turned. I said Pink's name, and it was like, oh yeah, you calling me? No, I'm not.
You call her by Pink? That's only T Woods can only do that.
Only
Okay,
she.
look, listen. If I say her name again, my Alexa's going off.
She who must
Okay,
not be
fine.
named.
Shall we say Okay, go ahead.
But no, but what was so funny about it is that how you try to keep it like iron tight, like no one can know about it, no one this, no one that, and probably like everyone heard about everybody else's, but Jose's was like iron tight, which was funny.
I think in the process of trying to keep everything iron tight, I didn't hear about anyone else's project. So it was, it's always fun watching everyone else's work. And naturally, you know what? Because this is my first film unit after having done it 2 years ago when I was a sophomore. Noah was there when we did the Morons Ox, and everyone kept every single project a secret. It was terrifying because everyone wanted to beat everyone out, and the seniors were making their film.
It was just because nobody cared about anyone else. I thought people were just so invested in all the other works. They were like, "Oh, what were you talking about? I don't feel I gotta do other things." Okay, no biggie. I thought there was nothing to it. I didn't realize there was competition.
No.
It was always competitive. Every single day was me. Like, I think there was a whole week that I couldn't work on the Morons Ox yet because we were waiting on getting that classroom secured. And every day I would like talk to Andy and we were like discussing who started their film. It was like Jocelyn started filming yesterday. Chris started filming today. It's like, oh man, and here I am doing nothing. And it was so stressful and anxiety inducing. And if you remember, we took the extra weekend to finish editing. And I had never edited anything in my life up until editing the Morons Ox. I actually wasn't supposed to edit. I was supposed to have an editor, and he quit on me before. So, if you remember, Noah, but I edited the whole thing, and then people laughed at it. People laughed when we screened the film. It was very disheartening screening that film, and then Miss Woods just told me, I just didn't like it at all. Too much like The Breakfast Club.
She said it in your face?
She said a lot of things in my face about the Morons Ox.
And
then she said,
here's something that I remember doing. I remember doing at our award ceremony. We were going over all the films that were made, but not the nominations. But as soon as yours was made, I was actually sitting like the table right next to Miss Woods, and I said, kind of half to myself, but making sure she said it here. I said, "For your consideration."
What? Did she react to that?
She made like a ooh sound, but she didn't react straight in my face. But I feel really good about that now.
Well, what was funny, if I can really quickly just talk about the film unit again. What was funny about it is that Jess had said that when the directors had went in to go get their casting done, Jess had said that you said to her that you knew that Jess would be your biggest kind of rival when
David.
it came to what?
When it came to David.
No, not when it came to David to get to casting.
Yeah, casting David.
No, not casting David, casting in general.
I only needed 2 people. Well, there shouldn't have been a challenge. I think I'm really lucky that or I guess everyone just assumed that I wanted to work with Maggie. I don't know how clear I made that. I didn't tell anyone that I wanted to work with Maggie, but I knew David was going to be a big one. But David had wanted to work on that script with me for over a year at that point. He actually wanted to write it with me. We're getting really off
2 years ago, he also wanted my role in the Morons Ox, and he got a little bit salty about it.
He got very salty, but you earned that role. Let's make no mistake about that.
Thank you. I felt like that. I felt like I was. I don't want to say I was born, but I felt like taking that role on was really nice. Speaking of movies, Jose, please shout out your channel to our 7 viewers. Please shout out your channel.
Beloved 7 viewers, join me and my work.
Actually, it's 9. It's 9. We had 9 on the last video.
Oh, okay. Beloved 9 viewers. Beloved viewers of the podcast, please join me and my work in the YouTube channel JFFJ Creations. As I
the link
show
will
you
be
my
down in
progress.
the description.
Thank you. That is, again, JFFJ Productions. Call in the next 30 minutes and you get 2 JFFJs for the price of 1.
And while you're in the description, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, just for lulz. Just go ahead, click that like button, subscribe, all that jazz.
And if you
Sorry,
find
Diego.
yourself...
And make sure you bitch slap that notification bell.
No. And if you find yourself coming back, drop a comment. Be nice. We're just trying to build a lovely community over here.
Be mean. You can be mean to me. Be nice to
You can be mean to random. But,
yeah, you can be mean to me. I can take it. I hope.
But Jose, it's literally I really liked your film. I really did. Not even gonna lie with you. Not even gonna mess around with you. I really did like it. I thought it was really well put together, honestly. And especially when you got your award for it, I was one of the few who stand up immediately as soon as I heard your name called. I was like, yes.
Well earned. Well earned.
Well earned indeed. I can't.
If there was more films that got made, maybe there would have been also a best film category, but we'll never know.
That's true because what's it called? I did say I was gonna direct. I did say that. But what kind of threw me off was that the matter of like, oh yeah, I have to do all the editing. So I was like, oh, because I had 2 films in mind to do, 2 scripts that I had, and I was like, okay, I can do it. I had The Dark Knight, which required 3 people. Probably some extras, but mainly 3 people. And then I had the Mean Girl scene, which required like 4 people.
If the girls in our class did a Mean Girls scene, that would have been hilarious.
I know, and when the first day of shooting Hysterical, Melanie had came up to me and said, "Oh, you should have done the Mean Girl scene." I would have been in there immediately. And what was cool about it is that it was all shot on Zoom. It could have been all shot on Zoom.
Oh, it's like one of this. Is it that scene where they're all on the phone?
Yes.
Oh my, that would have been brilliant.
It would have. And I was like, I kind of in my eyes, I did want to work more on acting in person since I we didn't get that chance that whole year mainly.
Well, dude, if you're taking drama next year, I feel like just go ahead and do it. Whether it's like any Mean Girls scene, just go ahead and
I mean, either way, next year I am planning on directing as much as I can. I do plan on trying to direct a holiday showcase.
Good.
I do plan on doing that. And who knows? Maybe if I am gonna direct the film unit, and who knows? Maybe I might get a couple cameos from our old classmates.
I'd be keen.
Count me out. I'm just kidding. Tell me in advance, and we'll try.
Yes, I always have to tell you everything in advance. I try.
You do.
Jose,
everyone does.
When I try to get you on when we're playing video games and stuff, like when I text you, dude, I'm texting you as soon as I know like people are gonna be on. Like anyway, I don't mean to bug you, but that's like as soon as I know.
That's a good segue into this next conversation topic. Jose, what have you been up to these days?
Yes, what have you been up to?
How mad are y'all gonna be if I say nothing?
Pretty mad because we text you all the fucking time.
If you actually needed me time, that'd be fine. But if you just saw us and be like, "Oh, I really don't want to hang out with them," and then just put the phone down, then we'd be kind of mad.
Well, usually my nights have to be reserved, if not for my parents and for my family doing something. Sure. There's also stuff I need to do on a daily basis with Sierra. But my sisters, my siblings require my attention, and what we like to try doing at nighttime is to try to play some games, whether that be like Smash Bros or Retimed. This wonderful game, which if you've never played, called Retimed, is fun. If you guys, there's a free demo of it on the Switch.
Not sponsored.
It's a very underrated game, but it's one of the best multiplayer games I've ever played in my life, and you can play the demo for free, and it's exhilarating.
What's read spelled? Is it read like a clarinet read, or read as in reading?
No, like re as in again. So the prefix re on the word timed. Retimed.
Retimed.
Yes.
Okay.
And as much as I wish I could get on to play some Gartic phone, sometimes I don't even have the computer.
I think you're really glad that you don't come on with Gartic phone, because Diego and I played with like another group of people like on the East Coast, and it was mad. It was
Um,
mad. Diego
it
got a
was
specific prompt that he wanted from me, and I got that prompt, and oh boy, this thing I had to draw.
There's a lot of fun to be had on Gartic Phone. I would love to play it, even if it's chaotic. I really would. Um,
but
it's
I think that's the one thing that we that's also another problem we keep having to reoccur. A lot of people don't respond. It's like you mainly the time say, oh no, I can't, or I'm busy. A lot of people in the time are like, hey, does anyone like? I know, I get it. We say, oh, like we if you look at the general chat, which is Let's Talk, you'll see that me and Noah, like day after day, say, "Hey, does anyone want to play? Hey, anyone want to play?" I know, like I could get annoying, but like we're bored as motherfuckers can be bored.
Oh, that's yours.
I know. I have to do a lot of editing in this, anyways. This one's gonna take a couple days to edit.
This is just preparing you for David's.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You know what? Even at that point, you're just gonna have to put an age warning on there. At that point, you just let it. At that point, you just let it slide.
I am gonna put an. I'm gonna put an age warning on this one.
Just do it on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, just
really?
do it on this one. Cause might as well. Like,
I think
I'm not asking for money off of YouTube, so I don't care if I get demonetized.
I mean, you're not getting monetized in the first place, so we can say fucking cunt as much as we want.
So yeah, I'll put an age blocker on this one, saying this is not for children. This is up for teens. This is for But
but as I said, teens are children, and a lot of teenagers hate me whenever I say that.
There's truth to that, though. There is truth to that.
There is very much truth to that. And
boy, do I know.
And I think what's so funny about this is that especially Miguel,
he's a cool dude.
He is cool, but he doesn't
Miguel's
respond
great.
to me anymore.
Ever since Cards Against Humanity, he was never the same.
Yeah.
That is a very telling statement.
I mean, but seriously, it's like after school ended, never responds to my texts, never answers my calls.
Hey, I know where he lives. If you, I don't want to continue that joke.
The thing
That's
is,
not okay. I'm not trying to get arrested. Please and thank you.
It's a joke. It's a joke. That.
But really, it just comes down to I'm busy because I have to spend time with family when I'm
that's
home.
That's valid. That is valid.
That is valid.
And
that is valid.
A lot of other people are going to be the same. But if you want to know like what I've been doing, stuff that's progressing in my life, and it's pronounced like that, by the way, progressing, is that I applied and interviewed for a job, and I'm starting it next week.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're progressing your work.
Progressing.
That's cool.
You know what?
Yeah,
What's
I said you're progressing your work schedule. That's really cool.
For you know what? I actually have applied to 3 jobs, got turned down in 1, and I haven't checked if I gotten an email from the other 2.
No, I got ghosted by one.
The secret is to show up to their house and fuck them up.
That's such a good idea. I should just show up somewhere, and I should just go up to their front desk with my Tommy Innit shirt and say, "Hey, y'all hiring?"
or get their phone number respectfully and in the most formal way possible. Ask for their number, and then text them every night. Hey, you want to hop on Minecraft real quick? Or hire me.
Noah, we asked. Anyone want to hop on a Minecraft tonight? Anyone?
Amogus.
But no,
Sorry. I hope you don't. I hope that roast isn't that bad. That bad.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Me and Noah grew up roasting each other.
We just roast. At this point, we're turkeys.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here goes a very anonymous beep that might have to happen, but I guess you could call him Diego.
This is a beep. Yep, this is a beep. This is a beep because.
And now everyone's gonna be like, "Wait, what did he say?"
No, it's because you said my name already in this, so I had to find that and bleep it.
Yeah, the last name.
I have to bleep the last name at least. Like, okay, if people want to know my root,
I'm sorry.
Jose,
Continue.
I swear to God, I will
swear
find you and I will.
I'm a serious guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he barely curses. That's how serious he is.
I wrote a whole monologue about it, actually.
He did.
Yeah, yes, you did.
He cursed in that monologue, which was epic.
Yeah.
I don't think. No, I didn't. I was very careful. I was very emotional in that monologue, but I know I wrote it in a way that the rule was I'm going to write about not being able to curse, and I'm not going to curse. Like, I know that the obvious thing is to say I can't curse, and then at the end curse for dramatic effect. But I used baby curses like mother trucker and what was it? Sweet cheese. No one uses that. That's purely invented. I think that's invented by me, unless I heard it in a TV channel.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Sugar honey iced tea. I say sweet cheese.
I mean, since we're on the topic of monologues, I think one of the best monologues that I've seen.
You flatter me. I'm leaving.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to Costco, don't you?
Oh yes, you do.
Well, I mean, since he's here, it must not have been that urgent. Diego, continue your point.
You can continue for like another 10 minutes, but I'm just saying, do not take this opportunity to say another nice thing about me.
One of the best monologues was Jose, and round of applause.
All right, moving.
Craig.
Okay, but one of the best monologues, and I wish that this was a monologue, even though of the troubles that was happened in class. But I wish Annie's monologue would have stayed in. I really do wish that, because she had a really powerful monologue.
To be fair, I have no idea why she just kind of decided not to go with the flow. Like, at that point, there was only a couple months left of school, but I feel like that was her decision. I tried to dissuade her once, but she just said, I appreciate it, but just leave me be. And I was like, all right.
No.
If you ask me, my favorite monologue of all my 4 years, beaten by no one, is one that's better than mine. I have never felt as much of an incredible sense of emotion as I did with Natalia's monologue, and I don't think that our audience, if our audience doesn't know Natalia's monologue, doesn't know who Natalia is, then it's no use. But you can't convince me otherwise. That was the best piece I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, it really was like Natalia has such an impressive range of emotions that she's able to quickly get into. Like, that's what a little bit scares me about her. Like, she's almost like psycho level of the way that she can like change emotions so quickly. But that's what I love about her monologue. That's what I even love about her as an actress. That she just is able to like change so quickly, and I thought that was so incredibly amazing that she's able to. That she's able to change that quickly.
I think what was so powerful about it to me was that in my opinion, it was a comedy from beginning to end. It was such a comedic and hilarious situation that she sets up in her staging and in the writing. But as you realize to whom it's directed. I mean, I wrote a monologue that's like me trying to be kind of like respectful, but then it becomes edgy, and it's directed at someone I don't like, who was our former president. And for her, it was similar in that way. It was like this comedy that gets a little edgy, directed at someone you don't like, but really it never got like edgy like the way I do. I start yelling at him and I change my face, and when I shift into motion, I like shift black and white, and it's like I'm like respectful, now I'm mad. With her, it was trying to be happy and smiling through this difficult situation with a stepmother the whole time through, and it's like the tone is hilarious, but the meaning under it, because of the situation, was just so revealing and so personal. And I teared up watching it. I laughed as I was tearing up, and it was something I never felt with someone else's monologue.
And it was so incredibly amazing, like I said, and I do really give props to Natalia for it. I really do.
Yeah, we have plenty of drama stories to tell
We
over
do.
3-4 years.
Your audience is going to have to be drama students in order for that whole section to have made
Yeah,
any
we're
sense.
just dropping first names that nobody knows about. They just
Exactly.
they're just
And
gonna
I
know
think
they did good.
It'd be great if these people, if everyone became famous, and then like historians are like, oh, they're talking about the person that starred in this 2030 film.
Luau Lair episode 2. That's where it all began.
Yeah. And I think what's funny is that I think, like I said, in the first episode, the premise of this podcast, or just the premise of my channel in general, it's never been to gain clout. That's Noah. That's all what he wants to do.
Well, here's
But,
the thing: you have to gain clout to get any form of recognition.
That's true.
Ah,
But
fuck clout.
But if you're doing it as a hobby, this is exactly the way you're supposed to do it.
Exactly. And, you know, I really, you know, it's something. I've gone through troubling times. I have already. And it's just one way I've always seemed to make people happy, or just to make people kind of just put a smile on their face, is to make them laugh. Is to, you know. And so this is something I like doing, and the premise of my channel and this podcast is never not to, you know, bash down on someone or just say, you know, we're just getting this for money. It's always just to make people happy and just show how crazy all of us are.
Yeah, that's the main thing. We just want to present ourselves to get people to have a really nice day. I feel like if there's one person who listens to our podcast and thinks, wow, this was really insightful, really funny, I like the friendships that are going on here, this made me motivated for the rest of the day, then I think we did good.
What's sad about me talking about all of this? I looked at my analytics for the first video, and people only started watching the first 5 seconds and left.
Bro, that happens with everything, though. That happens with the Homeless From the Stars also. Every analytics, it says that, oh, your most popular section is the part where the name shows up, and then that's it. They don't even stay for, like they leave before David even says his first line. It's always like that with every video. I think what it is that it counts people who must have, like, accidentally clicked it, and they were like, oh, wrong video. And then that always ends up becoming the majority.
It's a view.
It's a view.
It counts.
You know, but
it sucks with, like, some of my older videos, because sometimes I would, like, rewatch it trying to critique it, particularly the Morons Ox, because then I was, like, always trying to take notes so that I could re-edit it, and I've re-edited it like 3 times at this point.
Wow.
Never did the bloopers. Sorry, Noah.
No problem.
I could always do the bloopers, and you'll get them for Christmas someday.
Haha.
For someday,
someday. But with that one, I was always rewatching it, trying to take notes, even though I hated it. I actually fall asleep to to Morons Ox a couple of times, many times actually. I've fallen asleep to my own film. And so then I looked at the analytics, and it's like 200 views, and I'm like, holy shit! Only 50 of them were unique. I was like, what? Did I watch it that many times? That my account watched it more than 50, more than 100 times, and I've boosted myself to 200. And so I came to the conclusion that, well, if you can't beat him, join him. And I just put it on loop, and now it's at 2 million. I'm just kidding.
That'd be such a good way of just farming money. You just set like 10 computers. You just set 10 computers to just set it to replay and just rewatch the video over and over again until it gets on trending.
I wonder if I could, like, farm my views, and then that helps, because the more views you get, the more likely it is that the algorithm pushes it to other people. Especially like for Finding Joy. Finding Joy is at over 1,000 views, and it was the first thing when you looked up Finding Joy. It was the most. It was the first result for a while.
That's good.
But now when I look up Finding Joy, there's like 3 or 4 videos about old people who are talking about ways to feel better during the pandemic, how to help you find joy, and it's because we haven't had more views since Christmas that we've really stepped down from our place in the search bar. So if we let's say we were to set up 10 computers and farm our views, more people might watch it, and our fake 1,000 views, they might be pushed up the algorithm and become 10,000 real views. But I don't know. I don't want to try it. I could.
YouTube is just filled with infinite content.
I don't feel like that many people. I don't feel like 3,500 people actually watch this man tell us how to find joy during during these months.
Mhm.
Because I started watching the video and it was very boring,
Yeah.
mind you.
But I kind of want to switch up the pace a little bit because really quickly because I just saw something that reminded me. This happened,
Go ahead.
I believe, early yesterday. I don't know if y'all heard a building collapse in Miami. I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all heard.
I know very little about this.
My
Uh,
dad just told me, and I was like, "Damn, that happened." Yeah.
Yeah. The building collapsed around 3 a.m. in Miami, and presumably, as much as I've heard, as far as I've heard, there's like, let me recheck it. But as far as I've heard, they have pulled. There are still 99 people missing in the wreckage,
So I heard that a lot of people
and it's a
are like,
12-story condo. Keep in
yeah,
mind.
Yeah.
a lot of people were injured. I heard only four confirmed deaths, which is still a number. It's a unfortunate number.
Mhm.
And these kinds of things are never going to become less unfortunate, less difficult to live through.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. You know, 1 second, you know, you think everything's fine in the middle of the night. Next second, you're just buried under rubble. That's, you know, I think that's the scariest thing in the world. And I saw this, and immediately my heart just dropped. You know, and I'm like, oh my god, like imagine if, you know, it was someone we knew. Like, it's scary. It's very
That's why I
scary.
don't. That's why I don't go into buildings.
Aren't you in one right now, though?
He lives in a dome. He lives in
I was born here.
You know,
I didn't get coming here. My mom came in here, gave birth to me, and I never left this house.
well, look who's inside again. You know Patrick's rock dome. That's what he
Yeah.
lives under.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, no, it's, you know, it's something scary, but you know, I hope everyone gets out safe. I just wanted to bring that up because I don't know if y'all heard about it, but it's something that I just remembered seeing.
Switching up the pace again, just to get a little bit more lighthearted.
This might have to be the last switch up because after this topic, I should get going.
Okay. So
Say
I'm
something
thinking,
nice. Say something nice about Jose, so he stays for another 30 minutes.
Jose,
That's not
you
how that
the
works.
best. You the best. I know you said elementary school. You the best. Okay, moving on.
Tell me I'm the best music, and then I'll stay for a day.
You the best music.
guys, you shouldn't have. Okay, what's the topic?
No, I just want to talk about me.
Oh my
Okay.
lord!
I think I'm gonna download OBS and just start cranking out Minecraft videos soon. I've also been writing songs.
Oh, okay. I believe in your poetry, man. I've loved what you write.
Thank you.
More
Thank
like
you.
a la Bo Burnham, or are you gonna be the next Kanye?
Oh no, it's if we're going on a spectrum of Kanye to Bo Burnham, I think I'm more Bo Burnham.
Okay, what are you more like then? Because those are two extremes.
If I had to choose one, it would probably be cause I got a semi-quick song, a slow song. I think it's mostly nerdcore though. Nerdcore
Okay.
is just rapping, but it's about video games and anime, and I
Just
think
for
that's awesome.
clarification to our audience, who, if you made it this far, Mr. Random has sung the whole periodic table in a rap. So
You
this is
weren't even
interesting.
there. You just heard about that.
Yeah, David showed me the video.
All right, let me tell you. So in 8th grade, we were supposed to sing a song. People did like 20-second like parodies, and I was like, no, Alkaline Earth Metals. I'm gonna do a parody of Thrift Shop, the entire song.
Sweet shit. Okay.
And I just sang it, and it was like, and I sang it, and I was that guy who just rapped Thrift Shop, but it wasn't Thrift Shop. It was Alkaline Earth Metals.
How many digits of pi do you know? You said that guy, and now I wanna
Did
find
you
out if you're
say
also that guy.
inches? Did you say inches or digits?
How many digits of pi?
Inches.
Jose, has your girlfriend?
No, I think I can only go
Okay.
up to like 10 digits. I don't really memorize that.
Oh,
But what
never
happened in ninth grade was that we were just bored one day, and I was just there sitting in the back with my Charmander hoodie, and people were like, "Yo, who here can rap?" And I was like, and then someone who was in my 8th grade science class was like, "Yo, Noah." I can disclose my first name, that's fine. Noah, didn't you rap the periodic table of elements? I was like, no, it was just the alkaline earth metals. We're bored. Can you go rap? And me being the person who loves the limelight, I was like, yeah, sure. And I just go up to the front of the room and just did the first verse of Thrift Shop. But
What a
it was
legend.
my parody. And people were like, okay, that was cool. Moving on. Yeah, that was fun.
Was I supposed to unironically refer to this man as Random?
You could refer to
Uh,
me random Noah. I don't know why Diego's just calling me random, even though we're calling each other by our first names anyway.
I
I thought
know,
that was a
but
joke
I,
for a while.
I know, but for identity's sakes, I don't know.
Well, if you
Yeah,
want to
because
know,
you were. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not gonna say his full name, but if you want to know where Random lives, it's
Uh, no, but Diego, when you're no, the people on the other Discord channel already know my first name. It's fine. We're chill like that.
Okay. Well, I'll drop it, but they
The one
eventually.
thing I need to learn how to do though is just make the music to my lyrics. Because I feel
Mm.
like cranking out lyrics is clockwork to me. But when it comes to the actual music, I understand beats, rhythms, 4/4, like the basics of that, but I haven't found a good website. I was thinking I saw Soundtrap had some form of music making there. So I thought
Yeah,
I
I think
might
I
try.
think the best thing is to try to find someone who you can collaborate with and bounce ideas off. Someone who knows music a lot more closely. 'Cause I think if you
Mhm.
know the basic knowledge, you have a great foundation to communicate with them. And in communicating, you tell them your ideas, they tell you theirs. You learn, they learn, and it's a lot of fun. And if you that would be my recommendation. I always think
That's a
all
good recommendation. If I found someone else who was musically inclined to a degree, but still had the same interests, that would just make everything much easier and more fun.
I don't
No.
know if he did beats, but do you know a John who graduated in 2020?
Oh yeah, John, he played Smash with us. Yeah, I know John.
Yes.
He's cool.
He told me. I mean, I remember he was trying to do like a Christmas album with some people in choir.
Yeah, he was in choir. Yeah, that much.
So he might be someone that you could try reaching out to. And
All right.
also, what's his name? There was someone that asked me if I wanted to be a part of their like rap album, but it was like I think it was something similar to what you're doing, but theirs was I think an already established song that they just wanted to sing and
Oh,
record in an
nice.
album. What was his name? Rory?
Rory music.
Why would you say the last name, Random?
You gotta bleep it. You gotta bleep it.
Yeah, yeah.
I just said it without thinking.
So I know I have to bleep.
Any
You should have
last
been writing them
names?
down.
Any
You
last
should have been
names?
writing them down.
Yeah, I know I have to bleep the school because Jose let it slip.
But that was way at the beginning. This is even worse because now you have to look for it all the way at the end.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know.
Whole thing
I
now.
know.
if you're wondering why this episode didn't come out a week right after, this is why.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay, are we getting too long at this point with the
I think we're
length?
finishing up. We're at
I
an
don't
hour
even
20
know.
minutes. We're about an hour 20 minutes about because we started
Yeah,
at 1:30. Now's a good
I
time to finish up.
yeah, I believe so. Okay, well, this has been an interesting conversation with our dear friend Jose. Hope y'all have enjoyed it.
Yeah, Diego has to get editing. I have to get songwriting, and Jose has to go to Costco.
Yes, he has to start working at Costco. Um,
I'm not working at Costco, by the way.
He's just going to Costco. He's just gonna
I-
mooch the free samples.
do they
yeah.
have them now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
have
saw
them now.
like an article that the free. I remember seeing a thing that said the Costco free samples are back. Nature is healing.
Yeah.
It is that's an accurate headline.
Yes, yes. Hopefully next episode, we will be okay. Well, anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Please leave a like down in the description. Subscribe if you like this. And just overall, we hope you have enjoyed. This is Aloha Dragon signing out for today.
Stay cozy.
Had a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Adios.